Hey guys, are you ready for your last math video of the year? I know, crazy, right? You have come so far and I am so proud of you guys. Coffee break, sorry. All right, let's get started with math. In your week 8 packet, there are some math pages that starts with this, area and perimeter. So go ahead and turn there, grab a pencil, and you'll be ready to go. All right, let's take a look at what area and perimeter means before we start solving some problems. The first word we're going to look at is perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around the outside of a shape. That's going to be important to remember. So our first example here on the left, this square, has 8 units on the top and 5 units on the side. So it's 8 across and 5 on the side. Well, when we do perimeter, we are adding the distance around the outside. If you notice, this shape has 2 parallel sides that are of equal length. So if I have an 8 on the top, that also means that I have an 8 on the bottom because those are equal lengths. Same thing here with 5. 5 is the same on that side as it is on this side. So when I'm finding the perimeter, I'm going to add these 4 sides up. However you want to do that in your head or writing it down, that's best for you to add them up. There's a few different strategies here. I like to take my 2 numbers that are the same and say 5 plus 5, which is 10, and 8 plus 8, which is 16. And then I add the 2 totals of 10 and 16 to get 26 units, which is what we have there. So that's one way to do it. We also could get a larger shape that's an L shape or just a weird polygon, closed straight lines. You would still do the same thing. Perimeter is the sum or answer of all the sides added together. So they have them all written out here, 3 plus 4 plus 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6. And once they added them all together, they got 20 units as the perimeter. So again, perimeter is just the distance around the outside of the shape. All of the numbers on the outside added together. Now let's talk about area. Area is the number of square units inside of a shape. So it's how much space we have all on the inside of a shape. And our guide to remind us how to solve this is that area is length times width. We're going to use the length of a shape times the width of the shape, and that gives us how much space is on the inside. So our first example here on the left is there are 4 units across the top, that is our length, and our width is 3 units. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 4, and that gives me 12 square units as my area. To find the area of an irregular shape, isolate rectangles, find the area of each, then find the total. So this L shape is kind of weird, right? If you notice, I have 2 squares connected together. The way to find the total area is to find the area of each and then add them together. They've done that first step for you. They said the area of this longer rectangle is 6 times 3, which is 18 square units. 18 is my area of the rectangle. My square has an area of 9 units squared. So whenever I add my 18 and 9, the total area of this shape is 27 square units. On the next page, let's do some practice perimeter problems together. They have an example at the top too if you need to refer back to it. We're going to start here with number 1. It has a square, and it says that each side is 4 inches long on all 4 sides. And they want to know the perimeter. Perimeter, again, is all the sides added together from the outside. So it is 4 added up 4 times. Once you do that, you would realize that you get to 16 inches, because we're dealing with inches here. You could show your work down here as well, and if you realize that there are 4 groups and they're all the same number, you could multiply there 4 groups of 4 and also get 16. The second problem here has different lengths on the length and width. but we're still going to add them all together to find perimeter. Let me show you a trick that I like to use when adding. I like to add my two sides together that are the same. 6 plus 6 and 15 plus 15. Whenever I'm adding these, I like to kind of group them together. 6 plus 6 I know is 12. 15 plus 15 is 30. Then I'll add those two totals together, kind of like partial products. And I know that this perimeter of this shape is 42 units. It's actually inches. Perfect. Try number 3 and 4 on your own right now. For number 3, I like to add my 3 lengths up and down, and line them up. That way I know that I'm doing it correctly. So I'm going to say 14 plus 23 plus 26. I know that 4 and 6 is 10 plus 3 is 13. Write the 3 and carry the 1. 2, 4, 6. 63 inches. Good. Number 4, let's check your work. I have 7 plus 7 plus 9 plus 9 plus 12. Alright, let's see. 7 plus 7 is 14. 9 plus 9 is 18. And then I'm going to add my 12 in again. Those 3 are still kind of hard to do side by side, so I want to line mine up and write them down. 14 plus 18 plus 12. Okay, 8 plus 2 is 10. 4 is 14. 4 at the bottom, carry the 1. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. So my answer is 44 inches. Good. Go ahead and try the next page of perimeter problems. Now that you've practiced perimeter, let's practice area. Don't forget, area is length times width. So I'm going to take my width here times my length and say 3 times 7. What does that equal to? Good. 21 square centimeters. What about this square here? My length and width are the same, but I'm still going to multiply them together, length times width. What do you get? 16 square centimeters. Awesome. You guys are professionals at this one by now. Try one more with me. 6 times 3, 18 square inches. Good. Go ahead and practice some more perimeter problems, or area problems. These next few pages in your math packet are going to be a little bit more challenging, but I totally think you guys can do it. You're really smart and up for the challenge. Please try some of them out and see how you do. I'm going to show you how to do them now. On these pages, we're going to find the missing dimensions, or the missing lengths on the sides. So you might be able to see this example here has an X and a Y side. That means they're missing. We don't know what those numbers are. But I do know that this length across the bottom is 20, and this width across the top is 11. I can see that half of this length across is 12, and half of the length going up is 6. Here's how we're going to find the missing numbers. We'll start with X. My number across the bottom is 20. So I know that this top length, if I have them flat, would also be 20. But it only gives me across up to 12. To find what this missing piece is, I'm going to subtract my total length of 20 minus the top length of 12 to find out that X equals 8. Again, I have 20 across the bottom. I've taken 12 of those units across, and then the missing piece here of X would be 8, because 20 minus 12 is 8. That would be like if I had that 8 right across here. 8 plus 12 is 20. I just have that 8 piece raised up a little bit. Same thing with our Y and 6. This side measures to 6 units, but if I kept going all the way up to the top, it would be to 11. So to find what this missing piece is here, the y, I'm going to say my total width of 11 minus the width I know I have so far, which is 6, to find out that y equals 5. Good. Now I'm going to challenge you one more step. To find the area and perimeter of this shape. Let's start with perimeter. Now that I know all sides of this shape, I can add them all up to get to my perimeter. Let's write that down now. I have 8 plus 5 plus 12 plus 6 plus 20 plus 11. Add all of those up, what do you get? Alright, when I added all of those up, I got a perimeter of 62. Hopefully you got the same thing. If not, check your work again. Alright, area. Remember, whenever we find area of a shape that has two shapes together, we have to find the area of each one first. So if I draw this line right here that I had showed you, and I say that the length times width of that smaller square is 8 times 5. What does that equal? Good, 40. So that little square has an area of 40 square units. The length and width of this bottom square, be careful not to use the 12 because that doesn't go all the way across. Our full length of this one is 20 and our full height here is 6. So what is 20 times 6? Good, 120. To find the total area of this whole shape together, we're going to add 40 plus 120, which gives us a full area of 160 square units. Alright, let's try one more together. I think you guys might be getting this. This is a really good challenge for you. It's a lot of different math into one problem. Let's try number 2. If you need a refresher, go back, rewind, watch the first one again, try number 2 with me before moving on to the rest of them. Number 2 starts out with the same way, wanting to solve for x and y. Let's start with x and see. X is this missing piece right here. So 25 is our total, and we know that 15 has taken out of it. So to find x, I'm going to say 25 minus the 15, which leaves us with what? Good, 10. So the missing amount for x is 10. Alright, let's try the same thing for y. Again, y's missing length is right here. Our y piece comes down right there. Or we could say right here too, because it's the 8 comes out of 14 to give us that missing length right there. So 14 minus 8 leaves us with what? Good, 6. So y's missing length is 6. Find the perimeter. How do we do that? Perimeter is all of the sides added together. So make your list of all of your numbers that you need to add together. 10 plus 6 plus 15 plus 8 plus 25 plus 14. Take some time to add those all together. Let me know what you get. Alright, I got 78 units for my perimeter when I added those together. Alright, let's try area. Remember, area for a L-shaped picture is one box to another box. This first one, length times width, 10 times 6 equals 60. My bottom rectangle is the larger length at the bottom times the width at the top. 25 times 8. I'm going to need to do some extra math on the side to show my work for that one. 25 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. Carry the 4. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 4 is 20. 200 is my area of this bottom rectangle. To get the total area, I need to add these two together. Adding 200 plus 60 gives me 260 square units for my area. Alright, go ahead and try a few of these. If you want to just try every other problem, it's really good practice to get you used to solving for area and perimeter, and to work on your adding and multiplication skills. When you feel ready this week, go ahead and take the area and perimeter quiz. It's 2 pages, and submit a photo of your answers when you're done. I totally believe in you guys. You've got this.